tryna make you wanna be mine.
Yeah. Did he tell you what happened?
No, I don't know the story.
Bro, we got here. Well, we've been here for a minute. Then he pulls up, and he gets out the car, and I heard something like hit the ground. And I was like, "Damn, bro, did you drop your keys or so? You drop a key. Let's make sure you didn't drop nothing." We look on the ground, and there's this rusty ass Allen key. And I'm like, oh, we look at it, we just thought it was like, oh no,
we thought it was a nail or something.
Rusty. So he's like, but
I made a joke. I was like, yeah, something you get tetanus from.
Yeah, bro. Know? So look, we get in here and we're setting up my tripod, and one of the bolts is loose. And I'm asking him like, bro, do you have a tool to like? You got this tool like an Allen key? He's like, nah. I said, hold on, bro. We've seen one outside. It'd be crazy if it fits. Now, mind you gotta remember how many different sizes of Allen keys there are, bro. Yeah. I go out there and grab it, bro, and it's the perfect fit.
What is it?
Yeah.
It didn't fall out of the car or something?
That's the trippiest thing I've
no.
heard of.
Damn, what is that?
It could have been any type of piece of scrap metal or anything.
That's
who's meant to be here
right there.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I was just laying out there in the parking lot. Wow. Crazy, bro.
Wow. And then getting here, my phone was on like 3%. I called him. I said, "Hey, bro, I have bad news. My GPS is about to die. I don't know if I can get here." And then the phone barely lasted 1%. Got here, so.
Yeah, sometimes.
How far away were you when that happened?
15 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
heavy traffic.
Yeah.
Bro, this like back-to-back things. Last night I was in the studio, and working with Kodo, and Mafia D, and he turns on this beat, and it's not your average beat that like Seattle artists would choose. It was like, it's kind of giving me a mixture of like Drake or like a big like Jay-Z record or something, and I was listening to it because we just told Kodo like we want to do something upbeat, and I'm listening to it, I'm like. I look at Mafia, I'm like, bro, you want to do this right now? I was like, I don't know. And he's like, yeah, nah, bro, let's do it. So I get in there and I start recording. And dude, I don't know, the words just came, bro, and the song starts flowing and I got chills. And as I'm sitting here, I'm like, whoa, this is probably gonna be a big record, bro. Like, this is crazy. Someone messages me and says, you're gonna get a Grammy this year. And I'm like, whoa, that's crazy.
Oh, like you're unrelated, like it wasn't a swipe up on a story.
Bro, they didn't hear nothing that we were doing or nothing. He just sent me a message while I'm in the middle of this song. I'm like, in my head, like, yo, this is a big song. And then I just get a message from someone on Instagram. You're going to get a Grammy this year.
Wow.
Dude, it's things like that. Were we rolling? Did we get that?
Synchronicity. Wow. Yeah, man. Wow.
Dude, so, damn, that's crazy. How often have you recorded over there? Or how often do you record over there?
I've never had my own session over there. Just like when people want me on features.
Yeah.
Or like to put, like I pull up and get some footage.
Yeah. Dude, Mafia's been going crazy over there.
Man.
Killing it.
Mafia got some stuff on the way.
Yeah. You've been working with him a lot?
Yeah. Yeah, like I'll pull up and film sometimes or just hop on features.
Yeah.
But me and him are like 10 for 10 when it comes to making music. We're making some crazy stuff.
Yeah, we gotta get him on. We gotta get him on here.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. Mafia's very talented. He's going crazy. He's gonna be one of the biggest artists coming out of here.
That's what's up, man.
He got a team too. You know, he has a couple of solid managers too. Are working on his stuff. So
really,
it's all about the team. You know.
Yeah.
You can't just do it yourself as an artist. Like you have to have a team, especially nowadays.
Yeah. 100%.
Yo, what's how did y'all meet? You, Aeon, you're working with him and Town Entertainment.
Yeah.
I say we're a gang. It's a gang, man.
Yeah.
It's a whole squad.
It's no Fortune, Townie, and T. That's the money team.
Yeah. So it's a lot of hats to wear. Are you wearing a specific hat?
Yeah. So I basically do the whole like online marketing, PR. You could call me like a PR manager. You could call me I wear a lot of different hats, just kind of like the back end, a lot of systems stuff. But basically anything that revolves around just like online branding, like plugs that normally people wouldn't have, just connection based stuff.
Relationships.
Yeah, relationships. And so just kind of like pulling back in strings, and then Ellis takes care of, obviously like the content. And if we're talking like the business side, because TOWNENT, there's multiple levels,
Yeah,
okay. You can tell you more. There's like, the music, there's this artistry, a lot of different things. And so, so I'd say I take care of like the online marketing portion of it all.
That's like that's probably like the most crucial part.
Yeah.
Of the
that's
whole process.
I mean, I would say, I mean, a lot of people say that, but also without the content, marketing is nothing. Like, you have to have the content too. So a lot
Quality
of people,
content.
a lot of people hit us up like trying to work, do a marketing campaign. The first thing I do is I look at the content. Like, okay, what are we working with?
What are you marketing? Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
what do you have? Is it any good?
Yeah.
Because marketing is just a multiplier. So it's like an exponent. You just add it on there and it just multiplies. So if your content isn't very good, then the marketing is going to do like a 2 times, 3 times. But if your content's good, it's going to do like 10 times, 20 times. So content really does matter for sure.
Yeah, that's the truth. I seen something yesterday said 45 million songs have 0 streams.
Wow.
Right.
Zero?
Like 0. How is that even possible? Wouldn't you even listen to your own shit maybe once? Right, just to make sure it's out there. But damn, yes.
I was telling him that, bro, because a lot of people will come and spend, X amount of dollars on a music video, and then, oh man, they come ready with the fit, the drip. Probably spend $5,000 on retail. You know what I'm saying? But then when it comes to putting the product out, there's no plan, there's no marketing. Your editor and videographer spent 20 plus hours on this video, and we put this video out. It does 300 views, 200 views.
Yeah.
When you could have taken that and put a marketing plan together. You gotta match whatever you put into the video. You gotta match that with marketing. Marketing is like the number one piece. And that's what stunts a lot of people's growth. It doesn't matter how dope or talented of an artist you are. Like, you ain't got no marketing.
How do you think you should divide your energy and your money into all the aspects of being an artist? Like studio time, mixing, mastering. I guess those are kind of in the same, but to video, to how should the ratio be?
Again, so I just eat, sleep, breathe marketing. So that content is so important to me to market. But from the outside, I'd say like 50-50. Needs to be 50% everything, and then 50. It just really depends,
money.
though. Oh, money wise?
Yeah. Like if an artist is investing in themselves, how much
people spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on some campaigns, like let's say Drake or any artist. How much do you think it costs them to make that song in the studio?
Man,
mixing, mastering time, and then how much are they spending on the rollout? The music videos, how much are they spending on the TikTok influencers to promote the song and all that? Like, I've done campaigns where there's been like millions of dollars of budget. They didn't go directly to me, but we got a little portion of that just to market the campaigns on TikTok. So so there just depends, what the budget is. But some people spend a lot.
These days, I almost say it's like, shoot, you could pay less for a video and put more into marketing, but what most people do, trying to be cheap, is they'll pay less for the visual and then don't do any marketing.
Don't do any marketing?
Don't do any marketing, so then just backwards. That's why, like,
that don't make no sense.
You ever just seen a song that sucked, but it blew up, and you're like, how did this person get on? They probably put $50,000 into that song.
Wow.
Versus this guy that's got the dope record and couldn't put $2,000 into it.
How does an artist go about marketing? Like, say they do have the budget, right? But they don't have the network yet, right? And you see all these ads and stuff pop up on Instagram, like playlist pushers and all that stuff. And some of them will get your music taken down because they're running bots or something, running up your streams, and then you get a notice like, oh, your shit's getting taken down or something. So, like, how does an artist go about doing that? So say they do shoot the video, they got what they need, they got their shots lined up, and now they're trying to put some money into marketing.
I mean,
it's a good question.
Do you know any reliable sources?
This guy right here.
Okay.
It depends. I mean, you could pay for different playlists and stuff like that, but again, you don't know if they're bots. Like, a lot of them could be bots. My favorite strategy is literally, it's just like off the muscle approach, and it's to pay like VAs. So I get like different virtual assistants, and then they'll just hit up a bunch of different like influencers. A lot of people post the videos for free.
Yeah.
You don't always have to pay. A lot of influencers.
That's game.
Yeah,
he's going out of game right now.
Just ask. Don't be afraid to get rejected, and that's why you have to have a team to do it. Because a lot of times artists are self-conscious. They don't want to hit up, hey, share my thing, get ghosted, left on red. So that's why you want to have a team to do it. Some people that don't care. You know, just oh yeah, like have a friend. Hey, I'll fire off 100 DMs for you a day, no problem.
Yeah.
Like, hey, ask somebody else. Hey, can you post my friend's video? You know, they'll be like, yeah, or they'll be like, yeah, it's gonna cost $20, whatever. And then if they say 20, you know, you could lowball them, but you still want to respect their rate. So there's a lot of different ways, but yeah,
it's a lot of trial and error. I say it's a lot of trial and error because you got to find somebody that you trust. Because everybody gets burned, you're gonna get burned. Like you said, if you're taking a blind approach, you could even meet this person at a party or a club, and they still burn you.
Yeah.
It's really about finding someone that you could trust. I tried a couple of different people before me and Aeon crossed paths, and I don't even want to get into that. How much money that I lost just trying shit. But you have to.
You have to.
It's
Absolutely.
part of the game.
Yeah,
and when you do find it, you know, you got to hold on to that, respect that, you know. And it's crazy because me and him clicked outside of the marketing like brothers, you know. If we set the music aside, like if he needs something, I'll pull up. If I need something, I know he'll pull up. You know what I'm saying? So it's really just finding, like I said earlier, it's putting that team together. Because if you don't have that team, you can't move out here. Like, you got people, they'll find that fake stream person.
Yeah.
And they rock with that. And then we're the ones talking, looking at the video like, oh, he's got 1 million fake streams. And he's out here pushing like it's real. But we know that.
Yeah.
Nothing looks worse to me than fake followers.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's pretty bad
Nothing
when you
looks,
got
nothing like I'm just like, come on.
2 million followers and 30 likes on your last photo.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's
It's
the worst.
And nowadays the fakes are really good too. Like people can do like really good looking fakes to the point where they have like profile pictures, stories, like everything.
They're evolving. They're
like
getting
AI
better.
and bots are getting very advanced. But like we always like just look at him like we'd laugh because I could pick him apart really easily because I know the industry. So is Ellis, and so we just be like, oh yeah, this fake, you know. So
you know,
you click on like a profile and it's like 30 pictures of like fruit, and then you're like, what? And they got like 20 followers. You're like, what is this?
One follower.
Yep.
Yeah.
Following 10,000 people.
Yeah. Yeah. Literally.
What's the approach as far as like I'm curious on the marketing as far as like pre and post. Is there a certain amount of time and a certain type of push you want to do before release, and then do you transition after the release, and how long do you continue to market after the release?
Mm-hmm. What would you say, Ellis? Like based on that that recent campaign that you've been doing, like with those reels and stuff, because you posted first, right? And then you posted the song.
So really, I think it's just putting together a plan. The plan is the number one thing. Reels, you know, he can go more in depth with this, like the strategy part of it, but just creating the content, preparing the people for this record that's going to come out, and then once it comes out, keeping it in their face. There's an artist from Seattle, Charlie on a Friday. If you go on his TikTok, you just see like he got this one song. It's please stop calling, and it's honest. You find that one. But if you go on his page, like every video is like that same song. Like he just blasts you with that like 400 times before he drops
it. Doesn't get old too.
No,
because the content's different each time.
Dude, I could be sitting in like anywhere and that I'm just scrolling, I hear it, then I just start singing the song because he used the most catchy part of that song.
Yeah,
so it's like it never gets old. That melody be stuck in your head.
He's got a great team.
Yeah, for
He's
sure.
got a great team.
We're going right back to the drawing board. It takes a team.
Yeah.
It takes a team.
If you check though, a lot of the comments, I don't know about his comments, but a lot of people who do that strategy, the people in the comments will start gassing you, saying, "Oh, you know, what are you gonna do? Post this 20,000 more times?" Like, they'll start to get to you in the comments, but it's the strategy you have to do, right?
Yeah.
Love and hate either way. They're commenting, right? You know what I'm saying?
That'd be the tough part sometimes, man. But you gotta have tough skin to be in this game.
Yeah, that's
like the comment section to me, I just be like, if you're trolling or saying something, I just be laughing. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever got any like hate comments or anything like that? Just just talking about your brand in a negative way.
Talking about people talking about. I mean, sure, yeah. I mean,
like someone you didn't know at all, just like start gassing you in the comment section.
Yeah, I haven't really got that.
No.
I mean, from time to time. I mean, yeah. I mean, even just stuff you hear out, like word of mouth. You know, you hear stuff like that. But I think it's a lot more prominent when it's an artist that's popping off. Like the bigger you get, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Have you
Not
had
so
that
much
happen?
us behind the scenes like engineers and stuff
Yeah.
like that, but
Right.
artists.
How about
I'm
you,
not
Ellis?
popping enough.
I've had some comments like people would be like, "His hair is fake." That's the craziest one. Like those are extensions. Okay.
That's a crazy one. That's a crazy one.
Why would I do that?
So where I was getting with that question, does that motivate you? Because I feel like that's like a nice indicator of like you're really doing something big when just random people you don't even know will just start to get in there and just start hating for no reason.
Yeah, one thing that I haven't been big on is like the clickbait stuff where you just purposely do something that makes people comment. Like if I showed up today and I was wearing something crazy that I know somebody's gonna make somebody drop some comments. But I guess that's
To feel kind of like kind of fake or not very authentic. Is that what you're thinking?
no, like basically like clickbait just to make people comment. Like doing something absurd in the interview or whatever you're doing to make someone to drive someone to want to comment.
Yeah.
Like let's
Yeah.
say I don't know, somebody does an interview and they've got coming here with face painting on. Like, why would you show up like that? Because they want to
Yeah.
drive engagement to the post,
Yeah.
and people are gonna comment. They want to talk about. They're gonna ask why he show up, or that's ugly. Da da da. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? People always find something to talk about.
Be you.
Yeah.
Just works better. You think?
Yeah.
When it comes to that.
No, I mean,
When it comes to
yeah, it just
marketing or the-
depends. Like, it depends on what your strategy is.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Facts. Yep.
You know, so
Let's go real quick into kind of the origins of the Town Entertainment. I know we want to talk about some other stuff, but just kind of where Town Entertainment, how that name came about, and where that came from.
it's interesting. The things that you can discover is drinking Hennessy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, me and my friends at the time would all get together and we'd throw these wild parties and we'd go out and get lit and turn everybody else up. This is when you're, I know a lot of us share these moments when it's back-to-back whips and we're just all sliding to different parties. We got like 10 different invites. We're sliding around. So we would do that. This is like 3 years after I graduated, so 2017. We started throwing parties at the house, and I always had the equipment like the mic and my camera, laptop, stuff like that. But I hadn't like really jumped into video editing or nothing. At that time, it was just like a hobby, like making short films. We'd always make short films and stuff. So we got lit, and one of the homies was like, "Hey, bro, hook the mic up. Let's make a record. Like, let's make some music. Everybody want to mess around." At this time, this is when I wasn't really taking music that serious. So I'm just like, "All right, bro, let's do it."
Yeah.
Hook it up. Everybody's hopping on the beat, freestyling. And we had picked a dope beat off of YouTube. This is back when we were taking beats off YouTube. Don't do that anymore. But
Yeah. Yeah.
we got a beat off YouTube, and we make the song. Like, "Ooh, this is going." He's like, "Hey, get your camera." I'm like, "All right, bro, let's shoot a music video." So I'm like, "Let's do it."
To the song y'all just made.
Yeah, it's a song we
Shoot
just
a-
made. It's just fresh. Let's make the video now.
Right.
And I've never shot no music video or nothing. And I'm like, okay, let's do it. And we shoot it, and the next morning I put it together. I just threw it together, like just messing around. I think I was using not Final Cut. It was what's the other one? Windows Movie.
Premiere.
No.
iMovie?
iMovie. Yes.
iMovie.
You were on iMovie.
iMovie. I was using
It's
iMovie.
like Final Cut's little bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro. So I threw it together and I put it out, just like joke. We was looking at it, I was like, "Oh, this is filthy." Just put it out. And
Dropped it.
huh?
You dropped it.
Yeah, I dropped it on YouTube and Facebook.
Where'd you shoot it, on the iPhone?
No, I had a Panasonic GH4. Yep, I had a GH4 at the time. So we put it out, and the response that it got was crazy. And I'm like, "Ooh, maybe I could do this for real." And mind you, at this time, also on another side note, my sister is doing music too,
Yeah.
and I'm watching a lot of like videos come out of the city, and I'm like, man, I feel like we could do better than this. Like, no disrespect to the shooters at that time, but I just felt like the city needed something different. I wanted to come with something different, and she was making music, and we needed her in the right light. So I'm like, let's run it back, let's do it again. So
Yeah.
I shot her music video, and we made all kinds of content, but we put that video out. That gained some traction. And then there's a long story that went with this. There was another artist in the city that was like competing with her at the time. So now we're going back and forth with this other female artist. I'm shooting the video. We got another shooter that's shooting her videos, going back and forth, but all during this time of now I'm starting to build up a portfolio, you know what I'm saying? And then artists started reaching out to get videos shot. This time I don't know how much I'm supposed to charge, so I'm like, come up with a price. I think at the time I was charging like $150. A lot of artists at the time I also work with for free. So
Yeah. To build that portfolio.
right.
Yeah.
Right. So I just started building my portfolio, and it took a lot of research, a lot of trial and error, a lot of YouTube, a lot of studying the game. Really, I'd watch people in the cities videos, but the main videos I was watching was like your Drake, Travis Scott's, your any artist that was popping at the time. I'm
This was
watching
like 7 years ago, right? You said
I'm watching-
2017.
Yep. I'm watching everything, bro, and studying it. Oh, if I like that shot, I'm gonna try this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I had to learn ISO, exposure, aperture. I might have messed this up at a shoot. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Done an edit that I didn't really like after I learned how to do it better. But yeah, it was just a lot of building, and artists just kept coming. I had a crazy run with a couple artists, MKF. I was working with Choice, L Rock. A lot of Tacoma, Seattle. I was working with people from all different sides.
I was gonna say, like, when did you start realizing like this could be a major movement? Like, when was the shift?
I went on tour. A Devin the Dude tour. It was a 60-day tour, 45 different cities, and
How'd that come about?
there was an artist that was going out there, and he basically took us all on the tour.
Okay.
And we get out there, and I just seen another side of the life, the industry part of it. And meanwhile, at this time, R.I.P. Juice to God was still living. Was talking to him while I was on tour. He had a crazy motion at the time. Obviously, I was working with MKF, a lot of other artists in the city, Mafi D, Ralphie Davis. There's so many to count.
Were you even
Maze.
working with Mafi back then?
Yeah, me and Mafi been working since like 2018. Yeah, 2018.
That's so sick, bro.
I met him at Ralphie Davis shoot, and it's so funny because he was the guy he's just the artist in the back. At this time, he wasn't really serious about rapping. He was probably doing more trapping at the time.
Yeah.
And he had this little chain, bro, this little chain on, and he says, "Hey, come get this real quick." At this time, I don't really know him like that. He's just like, "Come get this real quick."
Yeah.
He's like, "Hey, you see my little chain? One day I'm gonna y'all gonna see me. I'm a level up and get a big chain." Y'all already know the story now, where his chain's at now. But it's crazy, bro. We ended up shooting a video after that, and we was out in the trenches at like 4 a.m. That's how I really I feel like a lot of my respect with a lot of different artists, because I pull up to the trenches and be outside with you 2, 3 in the morning, like shooting.
Grinding.
Like we really on the block, wherever we was supposed to go. I wasn't scared. I think that was one of the biggest things for me, was like I just wasn't scared. Wasn't scared. It's like, I believe in God, so it's like if God wanted me to go out this way, if I'm supposed to go out that way, then it's gonna happen. Like you can't stop that.
And it felt right. Like a good feeling.
And it felt right. Like I come from a very interesting background myself, of the struggle. So it's like I know what it feels like to feel like you have less and feel like you have to do anything to make things right or get your means. You know what I'm saying? So I'd be out there. I'm out there with the artist. Shoot, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I didn't have them on no time frame or nothing like that. Hey, bro, I'm coming to shoot for $200 for 3 hours, and we're gonna shoot this video, and
Yeah.
then whatever you get is what you got. Like,
I think that's a very important factor in it, in the whole, in success of anybody, is that fearless mentality.
yeah,
That's like so huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's what separates a lot of people from wanting to do it and doing it. Like Ellis, me knowing Ellis, this guy will literally any time of the day, if there's any opportunity, he's gonna do it. He's not gonna complain. He just said he's been out, midnight shooting videos. He's not gonna say, "Oh man, it's 11 o'clock. I'm not. I gotta wake up early. I'm only gonna get 3 hours of sleep, so I can't do it." Like he doesn't make those excuses. He just recently, you went to Hawaii on the. He called me. He's like, "Yo, bro, like I don't know if I can make this flight." He had like 2 hours
2
notice.
hours.
He's like, "Yeah, I'm going to Hawaii," and just like that. So I think that's what it takes. Just that relentless pursuit. That's really what it takes. I think.
People don't.
Yeah.
You gotta maximize on your opportunities. Like, you never know what's gonna. Like, I be telling people, like, sometimes people like trying to tell me, like, yeah, you have to have structure. Structure is key, obviously, but you never know where your blessing is gonna come from, and so you gotta keep shooting those shots. Like, let's say we finish this right now, and you're like, bro, we gotta pull up this event, bro. Somebody just called me. I'm about to go over there and tell them, like, hey, we gotta go.
Yeah. Right now.
We gotta go because
That's-
there's 24 hours in a day. I got all day, even though I don't have all day. I might have 10 things planned today. If I can fit it in this little time
Facts.
schedule and make it happen,
Thanks.
I'm gonna make that happen. I'm about to jump, do that, and boom, I'm on to the next thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like last night, dude, I was in my drawers making spaghetti, and Mafi calls me and he's like, "Hey, bro, I'm pulling up to the studio." I was like, "Yep, I'll be there." Got
Yeah.
done cooking, did what I had to do.
Yep.
Skirted out there, bro, and it was like an hour-long drive.
Yeah.
But it was worth it. Shoot, we made one of the craziest songs.
Wow.
What if I didn't go?
Right.
Yeah.
That would have never happened.
That's crazy. That's the mentality to have.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting the reps in. What do you got coming out? A lot of records, singles,
Man.
albums.
I don't-
Yeah, you don't even know.
You got a lot of music.
I have about 400 some songs, but we're still creating, it's like a bottomless pit of things. But right now, what I'm focusing on right now, I have a 6-track R&B EP that I'm working on with B. Smith and Ayushin Remix. That's on the way. We got like a record or 2 more to go. Hopefully get that done like the next 2 days. But yeah, building the marketing around that, strategizing with him, trying to figure out what the best plan is to put this out. Because like I was telling B. Smith, like I can't be running around here talking about I'm slept on or this or that if I'm not creating the strategy to be heard. And it's one thing to say that because, like I said, it takes a lot of trial and error. We might put this record out and strategy plan can fall through certain things that you have, but it's all about the drive to keep it going. So for me, right now it's just a focus on making sure that these records can get heard because, I'm at the point where, honestly, I'm not trying to brag, but, dude, we can make the craziest songs at any time. Like, we can always make crazy music, but how can I put this in front of the people's face? That's been the biggest thing for me. Is just I'm not chasing clout. That's why I said built off quality, not clout. Quality work and getting this with a quality team to get the quality from it. You know what I'm saying? So how can we put these records out right now? That's kind of like just where I'm at. Like we got stuff that got to get heard and seen.
When do you think you'll be? Like springtime, summertime?
I'm shooting for next month.
Next month? Okay.
It's
March.
like this has been in the works. It's crazy. The visual guy has to find someone to help him put together his visuals. But yeah,
That's
just
what's
getting
up.
these visuals together. The music's crazy. Shoot, they're gonna hear it.
Yeah, I heard it when I came in. I heard that little demo. It is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, B Smith is one of the most slept on producers from the city. Like, don't play with this man. Honestly, man. Like,
It's
me and
love,
him
brother.
cook up fire in like 2 seconds, but it's not me. It's really him. Like,
It's-
you gotta
It
be able
brings
to
it out
come.
of you.
It's
You
collaborative,
you bring it out. Like, you gotta be able to come with that fire, man. And that's what drives people. Understand that's how the hits are made. When you got somebody that can do that, dude. Like that, we're like, we could really be on to something right now.
I always tell people this, like, as an engineer, if you walk in, if you give me a fire artist, we're gonna make some, like, that's gonna boost my creative process and like just how creative that I get on a song, like, or on a beat. If you give me a fire artist, I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna, like, that's my thing is, put me in a vibe, like in a creative mindset to just make some of my best work. That happens when I have like a fire artist to work with.
Yeah,
Like,
it's crazy how fast you tailor it too, because I see like how different artists come through and how you tailor the beat in 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
it's loaded into Pro Tools and they're in the booth like right now.
yeah,
That's pretty
Yeah.
crazy, the fact that you produce and engineer. Like most people, they do one or the other. They don't
Yeah.
focus on both. You know, people say jack of all trades, master of none. But like you're fire producing and engineering, like that's pretty rare.
He's sending
There's not
you
many
into
in the
the
city
booth
like
with
that.
some fire.
Uh-huh.
You what?
He's sending you in the booth with some fire.
Right.
Like, dude, don't ever
Mhm.
come around B Smith talking about some YouTube beats. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, yeah, and you got to be ready to freestyle damn near, because he's
That's a
he's
quote.
making something fresh you never heard. So
Yeah, we don't
you're
write.
making it right now. Yeah.
We don't write. I don't write anymore because people don't understand, and I'm about to give y'all some free game. You writing takes away the creativity a lot of times. Like, you gotta be a fire writer to write something and go in the booth and spit it right then and there. Unless you're one of those people like Drake or somebody that'll write it out over a series of days, and then you go in there and you know that you what you have. But even them, like, they'll go in there and record what they wrote in over a series of days, change lyrics, cut this part out and go and change. So you've got to get out of that mindset of, oh yeah, I wrote this in 20 minutes. I went in there and spit it. I made 5 songs in this session. But how many of those 5 songs is something that's promising
quality.
quality that you could walk away and the people are gonna listen to and they're gonna be like, yo, you spaz, yo, this is my shit. There probably ain't one record in there because you could have put more breath into this one. You could put more ad-libs into that one. You could have not said that in that song and took that part of that song and put it over here and made one song that will have you out of here. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, just I like to go in there and freestyle and just say what's fresh on my brain. And so freestyling does not mean go in the booth and just say anything, any dumb thing. Like, sometimes that works. Sometimes what the people want to hear. Sometimes be those little crazy lines that makes us run that back. What did Kanye just came out with this song? It's actually a segment from a movie. He said, beautiful big titty
Yes.
butt naked women just don't fall out the sky, you know.
That's the shit with
I don't even know what movie that is. You guys probably do. Beautiful butt naked titty women
Who
just
would-
don't fall out the sky, you know.
what artist is that on there? Freddie?
Yeah, Freddie Gibbs.
Yep. Song's
Yeah.
fire. And you're listening to it and you're like once you hear that line, you're like, what is
Dude, I heard
this,
it and I was
bro?
like, what is this song
Like,
gonna
what is
be
this?
about?
And then you're just like, oh, that's kind of fire though.
Yeah, but
It's
it's
from
the
Kanye. He says the craziest things, and then everybody's like, "Oh yeah, that's fire."
craziest things, bro. But it's hard, and then like you gotta run it right back. He's saying the craziest things, but listen to the production. The production
Yeah.
is key. Like me, I be talking to Ayush and Remix all the time, and sometimes they'll get annoyed or whatever. But dude, when you're working with a certain type of artist, it's just like, and they always come around and figure out, see, like they'll be open to it once they realize. But
The
it's like,
producer?
yeah, the producer. It doesn't matter who it is, but you gotta have those switch ups in there, bro. Like, and every time doesn't mean that you gotta have the craziest switch up. It's just certain things and elements of a song. Me, I'm not like a. I don't like records that sound like loopy. Like I don't like that like constant same 4 bar structure, 8 to 16, and then you got your hook, verse, hook. I don't like that. I like stuff switching up throughout the record because in your brain, I feel like it channels something in people's brains. Like, you know, like when they hear a different sound, that's why like I won't carry on with the same flow for too long. Like I switch it up every 4 bars.
Yeah.
You know,
For me, oh, go ahead.
Different rhyme schemes.
Yeah. Like for the production side of it, like when I make a beat, it's like 8-bar loop. My beat is an 8-bar loop every time. If it's a 16-bar loop, it's not because it's 8 every time. Like I literally make it 8, not 4, not 3, not 2, whatever. But no, yeah, it's literally an 8-bar loop every time. And then what I do is I let the artist go do their thing and freestyle. Like that's what we do, you know. And then I'm literally building the structure as the artist is recording.
Fire.
The beat is not even like basically even made fully by the time they're in the booth.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Like
it's like vocal production, like not just like vocal tracking. You're producing the vocals and it's complementing the beat and everything is built around that. Yeah, I noticed you doing
because
that. Yeah,
the best songs are like he was saying is the production bounces off the vocals and the vocals bounce off the production. They coexist, you know. So when they're in there doing their thing, I like build that. Like I get the idea of the structure based off of what they're saying and how they're saying it, you know.
Right.
And that's way better than having like something pre-written to a beat and you just try to glue it together.
Yeah.
It's
exactly.
Not as cohesive.
Because then it's like so set, and you feel like you're like the artist feels like they're set to this, and like a lot of artists don't even realize like you're not set to anything.
Dude,
like,
they'll go in there and you'll hear the same flow all the way through the song, and then you get to the hook, and the hook sounds like the verse. I'm just like,
yeah. Based on that mindset, I like having like a loop and just having the artist just record like a top melody, like a guitar, piano, and then you just have them recorded that, and then from there you can build the beat around that, because then they can do whatever you want. Because if you just have a beat, someone sends you a beat, YouTube beat, whatever, you're confined to that beat. You have to do exactly. You have to slow down when that beat slows down. You have to stick to that. If you just have like a guitar loop or something, artists can do whatever they want. You know, then you can build the beat around that. Do you ever do that? Anything?
Yeah, I'll do. I'm like a huge drums producer, so like I like to lay down drums at least. And I don't know, but I will like for some artists like, you know, we'll just have like the loop, you know, and then melodies. Like Ellis goes and finds like his melodies first, and then writes his stuff. Like I think that's a good idea, and then maybe hit the drums after sometimes. Just kind of depends on the song, you know.
How'd you guys create that one?
The Tell Me or the
Tell Me.
Tell Me. How did we do that? I think we just did that. I think we just had the 8-bar loop, and then we kind of pictured the structure before you even got in there. Structured it out like intro, hook, verse. Like we kind of had an idea of it, right?
Yeah. No, we had we recorded. I kept coming in and out the booth, which I'll do that sometimes. Sometimes I don't. But I came out and like we were taking like we didn't even know what the verse or hook or anything was. We just started moving sections around. Remember flipping sections, and then we realized like, yo, this is crazy. And then there's like this part in there where like it just completely switches up, and I'm like, the part like when I said what I said right there, I said,
where that drink at?
Yeah, where that drink at?
Yeah.
Yeah, that part right there. Bro, that's like completely different than the whole.
And that's something that you did. Like you were in there and you like wanted to throw that in there.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. And then I worked the beat to it, you know?
Yeah. When y'all hear that song, the song is crazy, man.
I love it.
When's that dropping?
That shit.
That's dropping with the project.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
That one's the one, low key.
Yeah, no, it's fire.
I'm excited.
Yo, so that R&B lane, there's not a lot of R&B artists out here, or really,
not many.
Just really
Especially
all
not,
you is all I know.
Especially not males. There's a couple, I think, female artists, but
there's some fire. But no one's like consistent.
Yeah.
What did I say? Somebody that is consistent, as far as I know, is. I know dropping. My boy James on the board. Aaron J. He's fire. Fire producer, fire artist. He engineers too. Multi-talented. There's a lot of fire female singers, female R&B artists too. Got Paris Alexa, Olivia, Najee. I don't know if you guys know who Najee is. She's a producer too.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, you gotta know. She's hard.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, you're gonna have to
She's
bring
hard.
I'm
it.
sure
you
I've
got-
seen. Yeah.
Yeah.
She makes fire beats too.
Okay. To tap
Yeah.
in, and then
That's
Breezy,
what's up.
obviously, she's
My
so
sister,
goated, dude.
Laze, she makes R&B. She really bounces around. Trying to get her back in her rap bag though. She's
Yeah.
rapping any female out here under the table.
Yeah,
Not
that's
gonna
what's
lie
up.
to you.
Where do you draw inspiration from? Where do you think your style comes from?
There's artists I listen to a lot, and then I get compared to. I get Travis Scott a lot. I feel like that's just because I like the 16 note delay and all the delays and stuff, and like
Yeah.
maybe the way I chop up my flow sometimes. I listen to a lot of Travis Scott, Don Toliver, Roddy Ricch. I get compared to. I got
Tory Lanez.
Tory Lanez and 6 Lack. I
And
got
who?
that
Oh, yeah.
6 Lack Black.
Oh,
Black.
they said 6'9". I was like, I
No,
don't know.
no, hell no.
Yeah.
Nah,
Wild one.
not him.
Yeah.
Him and 6 Lack and Brent. Somebody said
Brent
I remind him
Fayez?
like a Black and Brent Fayez. Yeah,
I could see that.
yeah.
could-
I
all
think it's
those
because of that
artists.
tone. It's just like it depends on what tone I'm singing in.
Yeah, it really
Yeah.
does.
Yeah, because if I'm singing in the upper tone, I feel like it's probably more Tory. If I'm singing in like just my voice right now, it's more of like the Black sound.
Dude, when I first heard you, it's like way before I met you, but I heard, dude, I used to listen to Masterpiece all the time.
Oh, that's fire.
That was like my jam, bro. Like I would literally listen to that all the time, and it would always remind me of like Tyus.
Oh, fire.
You know Tyus. You guys
Mhm.
know Tyus?
Yeah, no, he's hard. I used to listen
Or, like,
listen to him.
JT the Fourth. You guys know who that is?
Mm.
I don't know if I've heard JT before.
Dude, just that R&B sound, and like you're saying, dude, there's not a lot of like R&B in Seattle. It's just not.
Mm-hmm.
No, someone's gotta take that and run with it. Really.
Yeah. Where do you think the Seattle sound is now?
Huh?
Like, where do you think the Seattle sound is at right now?
And compared to like
Uh,
the rest of the industry? My
Well,
bad.
just like what do
Like
you
what
think
genre?
defines the Seattle as a sound?
I'd say originality. Really, you gotta come with that. You just gotta be coming with that stuff. Like there's a lot of like hype out here for certain sounds that are in and out of the streets, which is cool. But me, I think on like a industry international level, like could this touch the people? I feel like more artists out here need to focus on that and not just making music about just clout shit.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we gotta get back to real music and saying real shit. Like there's just too much 223 talk, too much I got money, big bands and shit, and a lot of people don't have it. And a lot of the artists they're saying that shit don't got it that way. That's like for me, like if I ever say some shit in a song, like I speak in manifesting terms. I never say I have a Bentley, but I say I'm getting one. I'm gonna have one, cause I believe I will.
Yeah,
one day.
absolutely. Yeah.
You know,
It's fire.
I feel like artists just need to artists out here, and another thing is being consistent. I deal with this myself, and there's a lot of things that come about that because you got real life situations that happen and distractions and stuff that pulls you away from the music sometimes. So it's like staying focused. Keep coming with those quality visuals. Keep coming with those hard ass songs. Keep coming with those quality mixes. Don't try to shortcut and find things to go a cheaper route if it takes away from your quality. Like you got to stick to the script.
Even if you get that 0 views that you're talking about,
Yeah,
you still got to keep it going.
There's a platform that hurts my feelings all the time, TikTok.
Oh yeah.
You know, I'm seeing all these people hit millions of views and hundreds of thousands, and then I post on there and I do like 200.
I don't know how that's
they got me shadow
possible.
banned or something, but hey, you know.
And that's not like money behind that. That's just influence,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah. And there's like
or trend.
there's
what's
cheat
trending.
codes to this.
It's a lot of it's the algorithm too.
Yeah.
Like the algorithm either hits or it doesn't, because there's the way the algorithm works. There's like different stages to it. So they'll put out your video to like the first level, and if it does well, then they'll move it to the next level. So the first level is like 200, 300 views, and then they'll move it to like 2,000, 3,000, then they'll move it up again. And depending on your watch time, they're gonna move it up or down. And so if your watch time isn't good, then they're just gonna cut it off and kill it.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Watch time.
Yeah, I used to meet with I used to manage a lot of TikTokers, and we would have meetings with TikTok strategists, because the guy had like 6.8 million. So the strategist would meet with him and me, because they want to get him, you know, better content and stuff to keep him going. And she would literally just give these secrets away on these meetings. I'm like writing these down, like, oh, okay,
That's a gem.
okay. Yeah, bro. Like it's actual like tiers to their algorithm. It's pretty crazy. And so if his video does like 200, that just means it did really well until it hit that certain tier, and then just like stopped. And it's hard to get past those low tiers, but the consistency, like you said, that's what'll do it. You just keep on just throwing the ball at the wall, and then one of them's gonna hit, and then all of a sudden your video does 20K, and then starts getting up, you know, further and further. So
Yeah.
yep.
And also, like, you gotta the platform needs, you have to be actively engaged consistently, so it because it has a stored memory too, like who's engaging with your post. So
Right.
as you move up in the algorithm or through these tiers that you're talking about, like if you don't post for even a month and then you come
Yeah.
back live, it like it's like resets the memory.
Yeah,
But as
it
you're
does.
constantly engaging, it has a stored memory, and you won't even see, like on Instagram, you won't even see the post of the people you're following on your feed if they're not actively engaging and stuff,
Right.
because it's like resetting, like warming up a car. Like you
Yeah.
gotta warm up your social media and then
Right.
stay consistent. And then you can go through those levels. I'm familiar with what you're talking
They
about.
might as well
Yeah.
unfollow you if they're not gonna like your stuff, because if they don't like, if a post comes through your feed, like if Ellis is my friend here,
Yeah.
his post comes through my feed, if I don't like that post, Instagram might not show it to me next time.
Yeah.
That's why it's so important to always support, you know, everybody you're rocking with, everybody you support. Always support on social media. Comment, like, even if
Yeah.
you don't feel like it. Like, you got to do it. Otherwise, it's going to mess up the algorithm for them. So,
Yeah.
Got to.
That's crazy. Wow.
Those tiers too.
mm-hmm.
The higher the tiers, the more that Instagram or TikTok or whatever it may be pushes it out, or what are they?
Outside of your following. So, you know, you
Okay.
got your followers. And then if you hit the algorithm, they're going to push it outside. So, like the For You page or, you know, Instagram's Explore page.
Explore page. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Dope.
you'll see, like on Snapchat, like the influencers, like the main picture you see is like the last picture, and the last picture they post be like, you know, shirtless girl, or, you know what I'm saying,
some
like
booty pics or
something
something.
sexy, or
Sex
like,
sells.
you know,
That's how they do it.
or like something like, you know, violent, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's what you see, and you click all the way through the story just to get to that.
Get to it. Yeah.
what,
Right.
you know,
Wow, because then you're actually getting the watch time.
That's how they get their views right there.
yeah,
People do it on Facebook a lot.
that's crazy.
Like you'll see the most wild thing, and then you click on it, and it's a story of something else.
Clickbait.
Right.
Straight clickbait.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you, literally.
Yeah, click
One thing I was curious about too on the marketing thing is for Instagram, you know how you can like do paid what are they
Like
called?
boosts.
Boosts, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Suppose.
How effective is that?
They work.
Yeah.
They work pretty well. If you're trying to get like views, if you need your views, your numbers up, they
Yeah.
definitely work. But what will happen is, and we've experienced this with this stuff, is if you boost it all the time, Instagram will get used to that. Like they're gonna know you're doing it, so then they're gonna limit your organic engagement, because they want to keep you, they want to keep you fed. You know, they want to
It's
keep you on their
twisted.
drug. It's like a drug. You know,
So you have
That's
to keep
twisted.
so you have
doing
to
it.
keep doing it. And as soon as you stop, it's just gonna tank. And then you're gonna feel like psychology. You're gonna feel like insecure about your post. Like, oh, I used to get this many likes and views. Then you're gonna be forced to do it again and again. So that's their whole strategy. It's pretty twisted, like you said. But so it's not good to do it too much. Like if you got some crazy thing you're trying to promote, or something makes sense, you're trying to sell tickets, something like that. Like, yeah. But I wouldn't get reliant on just doing it's like being on life support. You want to get off that as soon as you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I've always been curious about that.
Yeah,
that makes
it definitely.
sense.
I mean, would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's that's what I was saying. Like, you just gotta find that niche and just figure out what works. Cause I've ran boosted posts, and my boosted post actually did fire, but it's like when you stop. Damn.
Yeah.
Now
Straight
they got
down.
you hooked. Now you gotta spend money to be on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing that I want to go back to that you said in the beginning, that like a lot of what you were doing, like in the end, you cannot avoid doing the work. Like,
Right.
Because there's so much talk about like, oh, what can I do on social media?
Methods,
like,
all kinds of stuff.
I got this. The product has to be good, obviously, but then you can't avoid the work. Like the guerrilla marketing, you're out there, in the trenches. You're on tour. People are seeing you. You're having conversations. You're showing up moments notice. Like those things probably are the catalyst to the effect at all, like getting your name out there, because that even gets to the point where you have the product to market, like those are the most effective things, like doing the work, not avoiding the work, like getting those reps in, because no matter what we do, like boost a post or some sponsorship, SEO, everybody's paying for spots, competing for this space. Like if you're not doing the work, like behind the scenes, like not just making the song, but talking, sitting in on podcasts, getting motion, interacting with other people, studying, like learning how to get better and better. Like you get stagnant no matter what. So like I think like that's probably one of the most effective things, like as far as like seeing progress.
Yep, that grind.
Yeah.
Like all the 90s rappers, how did they market their music? They started handing out CDs.
Yeah, but that's just...
It's the same thing in this day and age, but just digitally. Reaching out to podcasts, like QR. Like how many emails do you send per day if you're a musician? Like how many opportunities are you reaching out?
Not just emails. Now they got, what is it, like you could text your like add your like phone numbers. So like how people would build like email subscriber lists.
Oh yeah.
Now they got like where you could like
lists.
text me, and then when you text it, you get the number, and then like all your drops, your merchandise, and you could like interact with the fan. And a lot of people aren't on their email like that.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know? So yeah.
The email campaign that's huge.
Yeah, man, marketing. This ain't turned into a marketing talk, bro. I love it though, because that's what people are missing. Like,
Yeah.
really, they are missing
content plus the marketing, undefeated.
Yeah.
Gotta have that talent, content. So
I see a lot of people like have a big following too, but then not a whole lot of people buying tickets to shows. So where does that come into play? Like getting people to your shows and having that is that just like a local influence thing?
I feel like you gotta be outside. Like you gotta be in people's face. You can't be one of those people hiding inside and expecting results. You gotta get out there and hand out those flyers and show up to other people's events, inviting people to your event. Making connections with people. You can't just do that from behind the computer. And I feel like that's the thing. Like a lot of people just aren't outside like that anymore. They hide inside and they expect the biggest results. No. I've watched my back switch up from trying to be inside. You got to be outside these days.
Yeah.
Because if you're not, somebody else is.
Yeah. Facts. So that person, like in person
It's
interaction and
moving around, getting into people's face. I feel like that's key.
How important do you think traveling is for an artist? Going to different cities and like
Mm.
probably just as important, or
It's very important when you live in Seattle, Washington.
Yeah, especially
Uh,
in Seattle.
I probably fly like 60, 70 times a year, and I can't say like I even be where I'm at now if I wasn't doing that, because I'd have never met those connections. I'd never be able to show up. Like, I just went to LA, and that's not my hometown. I didn't grow up out there, but I ran into like 15 people at this event I went to that didn't even know I was coming, and they're running into me and saying what's up, or, oh, I know who you are. But I'd never get that if I never was outside, getting outside of Seattle. Like, this place wasn't built for, you gotta think. So I hear people say things like, well, you can't say that. It's like that in every city. No, it's not. Because, so for example, like Seattle, we don't have a market for hip hop really like that. Maybe I'd say more of, it's built more for like bands and commercial event musicians, stuff like that. We don't really have anything that's built for hip hop. Like, they don't praise that out here. So what if me being a hip hop artist, let's say I'm from LA. Yeah, I'm gonna get this same the crabs in a bucket mentality people and the people from my city that hate on me and stuff. But there's a constant influx of traffic that's coming through this city of outside opportunity that falls right into my niche that can take me somewhere else. I can get away from these people that know who I am and hate on me and get over here and go. But Seattle doesn't have that. We just have a circle hub of people that know who you are. When you get to a certain level, they hate on you, you do certain things. You know what I'm saying? You get all this hate in your city, and there's no outlet here because there isn't this constant traffic flow of people coming through that can take you. There might be a couple that trickle through, and you might not even get that opportunity to even meet that person. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you got to leave.
I was just thinking about on the drive here. I was thinking, why is it like that? And it made me think about, you guys Seahawks fans?
Oh, yeah.
Seahawks fans. So it made me think about the Seahawks. So the Seahawks, they're not very a popular team in the NFL for whatever reason. Like, we could have, for example, Devin Witherspoon. I think he should have won Rookie of the Year. He was like fourth on the list, second to last. Like, I think it's because we're so isolated out here. There's not a lot of traffic that comes through. Therefore, we don't get enough recognition and love that we deserve out here. And so I think that's why it's important to travel. Like, I found all my success outside of Seattle. I had to go to Miami. I moved to LA for a few years, back and forth, And so I think it's the isolation out here that really hurts our city a lot.
Look at the artists that, if you're a signed artist and you stayed in Seattle, look at how far those careers have gone versus the ones that left. It's dude, how many more times do we have to see it? And it's not, oh, Seattle's this bad place. It's like, dude, it's like being in this small fish tank when you could be in this big tank and grow. But if you're in here, you're going to get deformed. You're not going to grow. You might die in there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, the tank breaks and then you're.
When I could go out here and
In the ocean.
like flush me down the toilet. Shit, take the bowl and pour me in the toilet. Shit, flush it.
Thanks. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to get out there in the system
Yeah.
somewhere and I could swim off into freedom.
But you always got to come back to
Yeah.
the home tank, though.
You got to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta come back.
It reminds me of salmon.
Oh,
You guys
yeah.
know how they have the run?
Right.
Yeah, the
You
same. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of
Migration.
like a salmon run. They'll leave and then come back, and that's where they die,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they lay their eggs. They come
Once
back.
they get up in age, that's where they die. It's kind of like we're on this salmon journey. You gotta leave for a minute. Then when you get old and retired, you come back here
The
and
salmon journey.
to your high rise. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this is where you end your career. That's why a lot of your Seattle greats too will come back. We were just with Marcus Trufant. Just met him. You know, he's a Seattle legend for Seahawks, and he lives out here.
Yeah.
Came back out here to live, but he already had his career. He already went around to these different states, you know what I'm saying, as a Seahawk, but it kept him moving around, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, I mean, that's what I was going to ask too, but you kind of just explained it. Was like, is it possible for an artist to live here and just travel?
You got to have that
and
focus,
be successful?
though. You got to have that focus, though. It's like, it's hard to do that with a 9 to 5. That's why I became an entrepreneur, so you got to think of that challenge. And then you also have to think, like, let's say you don't have 9 to 5, but you don't make enough money. Then you got to find resource to make money. I'm going to be honest. If you have a driver's license, hustle, a vehicle that runs and can operate, these days you don't really have an excuse because there's Instacart, there's DoorDash, there's Grubhub, there's all these different. Man, if you believe in yourself and you want to take that risk, and you don't have a bunch of stuff that's weighing you down, like hop on them apps, support yourself, get out of here, because those apps work nationwide. You can be anywhere. You know what I'm saying? It just takes grind and hustle and a plan. But the biggest advice I could ever give a Seattle artist is get that Seattle artist tag off of you and get out of here. Go explore. Go, like, there's artists out here in Seattle that, you know, it kills me because I see these top 5 lists all the time. Top 5 Seattle. Where else did that get you? Are you top 5 LA? Are you top 5 Atlanta? Are you top 5 Miami? Are you top 5 internet? Are you top 5 anywhere else? Are you trending anywhere else? Is your name big in any other city? And not only that, how many times have you stepped out of Seattle? Put your feet in a different place. A lot of these artists ain't never even left here before. You know how far they gone? Oh, I've been to Cali. Oh, I've been to Idaho. Oh, I've been to Oregon. Oh, I've been to Vancouver. Dude, there's so much more to life. And this is another thing. Here's another gem for you. Getting outside of Seattle gives you more to talk about in your music. Different streets, different people you run into. Nobu, hibachi restaurants, that all these famous artists. A lot of these famous artists, that's all they talk about because, dude, they're experienced. They're going to Italy. They're going to Ibiza. They're going to Turks and Caicos. That's one that's been fried and implanted in my brain because I always hear it. And I always see, like, celebrities go there. So now I want to go, you know. But every time I have to stay on the road because it just gives me more to talk about. Like, when I start feeling like I'm getting in that writer's block, I leave. Like, when I start getting writer's block, I leave. I gotta go experience something, so I can come back. And then a lot of those things, like, you're visiting places that a lot of people in the industry can relate to. Now you're making yourself more industry relatable. You know what I'm saying? So there's just a lot to it.
And another thing too, you're meeting people that are on way higher levels than you. Like in Seattle, how many people are like 20,000 steps above you?
Come on.
Maybe 5, maybe 10, but how about like thousands? When you start traveling, man, you start meeting people, millionaires. I remember I was at this dinner, all these guys around me. The bill was like, I think $1,000 per person. And I'm here. This is my first year as an entrepreneur. And I'm like, $1,000 for a steak? Like, I don't know. But everyone else is doing it. And all these guys are making 5 million, 10 million. And I did it. It hurt. But after that, like, we started kicking it more. And I started realizing where the bar was. And then that motivated me to try to go higher and higher and higher. And that was actually one of my best years, my first couple of years as an entrepreneur. But it's because I saw where the bar was. You got to see, like, what it could be. Not just chase, like, top Seattle. Because top Seattle isn't top other places. Like, that's super low other places. So just being around people who are just way higher, further along in their career than you, you know, I think it's a huge benefit.
I just feel like out here, I feel like I reached my peak. Yeah, I could go kick it with Macklemore, make a record with Macklemore or something, and that'll make me feel a little bit more, like, boost my self-esteem, I guess, or whatever, put me up here a little bit more
locally.
But it's like, how much higher can I go out here? Like, we've got the big brand, we've done millions of views, we've met and worked with damn near every artist out here, from Lil Mosey to Macklemore, like to your smallest upcoming. Like, time's going by. There's gonna be another young artist that comes out that's fire. What, I gotta start over with him?
Right.
Keep doing that, and then I
It's
feel
a
like
cycle.
I was about to say, people get stuck in that cycle. Seattle has a cycle. People get stuck in that cycle, and before you know it, you're pushing 35, 40, still doing the same shit, still talking about doing the same thing, and the time's gone. You're
Yeah.
this and that, but you've gotten stuck in that Seattle mindset. I cannot get stuck in that trap.
Yeah.
I'm running from that. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm running from it. I'm scared of that. Scared of that. I always wonder, like, and I got a lot of respect for, like, the greats out here, the people that they had to pave the way. Like, they had to pave the way for us to be able to recognize those type of things. Like, there's a lot of people, like artists out here that came before us that I look up to. And I always wonder, like, how did they reach their peak, or how did they plateau out in Seattle like that? Why weren't they as big as this artist? Like, what happened? Like, another trend that I see out here in Seattle is, like, people don't do their research when they sign these deals and stuff. Like, you'll see an artist get signed and then nothing. Nothing
Yeah.
happens after that. Like, where did they go? What, like, dude, you signed to this big label. Like, that's everybody's dream and goal. And you just got shelved.
Yeah. By the
Disappeared.
label.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why, like, I'd rather stay independent. I had label talks. 2 years ago, I was looking at signing for $250,000, and the way the deal was structured, it just wasn't right for me. It wasn't right for me. It wasn't the way that I wanted it, and I knew that if I signed that, yeah, I could be talking about, oh yeah, I signed for 250. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm up, I'm rich and balling. But that ain't taking care of him. They ain't taking care of this person in my team. They ain't taking care of nobody in the long run. And now, and if I get screwed off, now I just screwed my whole team over. So it's like, I gotta keep that in my mind. You know what I'm saying? And that took up 6 months of my life negotiating that deal. And getting that prepared. But that wasn't God's timing for me.
Right.
So just depends.
Yeah. I guess the label thing, a lot of people just think that that's the key is just like a deal, Never.
No. Finding someone that you can trust and that can help you put your money into the right place, and, like, understanding, like, there's going to be a lot of trial and error. Like, if I had $50,000 to put into a record, I'm going to this guy because I believe that me and him can sit down and put a strategy together where it's like, hey, this might work, this might not work, this will work, but that one thing working is bigger than all these not working.
Yeah.
And I trust in the process of it. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna have trial and error. This is gonna work and that's not gonna work. We'll have to try this again. We'll have to run that back. It's just finding someone versus meeting this A&R mogul, somebody that's like, oh yeah, this Cash App me, DM me, man, we'll put it together, 50,000 and I get your song streamed on the radio.
Yeah.
And then it don't do shit for you.
Who's on the radio? Who listens to the radio nowadays? But placement or playlist or whatever, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it might be a big old Fugazi playlist or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's crazy. The things that people just don't know about the industry, like.
Yeah, there was just an opportunity that came across my plate. It was like this whole like 2K thing, get your music featured on 2K. And so they were selling it to all these different artists, all these like marketers, people doing it. So these artists are paying $5,000 to get their song on the 2K. So what happened was a lot of these artists, they paid and they got their song on this like 2K playlist, but it was just a user created playlist. It wasn't like 2K's official playlist. So like there's a lot of these little industry scams where artists are spending a lot of money and they're not getting the results because they're like, they're truly delivering it, but it's not like the real thing. They're doing like bots or like the playlist was just botted and it was just like a little like fake playlist, you know. So there's a lot of like stuff like that. So you really gotta have someone you could trust that knows all the scams, that knows what's real, even if it's more expensive. Like, this is real, this is cheaper, it's fake, but you really gotta have someone you could trust that knows. And that's where I try to help him out, because there's so many scams. People, like, he'll just hit me up, be like, yo, what do you think about this guy? And I'll check out his profile, be like, okay, he has a picture with the scammer, this guy has fake followers, okay, let's be careful around this guy. But let's hear what he has to say. What's he have to say? You know, let's call him, let's talk to him, you know.
Could be an opportunity, or
could be, yeah.
So. You gotta pay to play these days. Like, people don't understand. A lot of your like Billboard, like, dude, your Billboard top 10 is a bunch of rich people competing for the number one spot. It's about who pays the most to hit that spot, bro. Like, and they're running all kind of schemes. Like, people think you just get on Billboard because your song went crazy. No, these labels cannot be beaten in certain instances. If you want to be an A-list, it depends on what you want to be. You want to be an A-list artist, a B-list artist, C-list. You want to be, I guess, C through A. You're probably gonna go with that label. I say B through A. B through A. You're probably gonna go with that.
You're gonna need a label, is what you're saying?
For those things, because they control it. If I want to go number one on Billboard, right, as an independent artist, you know how hard that is? Dude, you know what kind of pull I got to have to do that?
It's possible, though?
I believe it's possible if I got a big enough bag.
Yeah.
And it's based on streams?
It's based on purchases, like iTunes purchases, and yeah, some streams. Like, I could get anybody, literally anybody, like next week on Billboard, top number one, if we had enough money. Like, I know exactly how to do it.
Wow.
Usually, yeah. I run a lot of different campaigns, but yeah, if you have enough money, you can make yourself look however you want to look online, but it's not going to sustain itself, you know, just by paying.
How much money does it cost to get number one?
For Billboard?
Number one.
Which genre?
I guess if you're, hip hop.
Hip hop. Well, I'd say. So we just ran it's called like the world genre. That's probably like 6-7K to get number one for a week.
60 or 6?
7K. Yeah.
Oh,
for like a world genre. Hip hop's a lot less.
Now, mind you, he said world genre, not that main number one.
Not the main, yeah. This is like genres in like different languages. Like, this guy was from, I think, Lithuania or something, and so we got him top on Billboard in the world genre on there for a week. I think he was number 2.
Now, mind you, you walk into my studio and they got all these plaques.
All these plaques, iTunes.
This is free game. This is how they do it, bro. Like, I had a marketer hit me, and I talked to Aeon about it because he was asking me if I wanted to pay for top 50 iTunes, and he get you on there and you get a plaque. That's what a lot of people do.
Yep.
Just so they got the accolade to hang on the wall.
We could get,
but it's not sustainable.
We can get a plaque for every single one of his songs if we wanted. But
it makes sense if you got motion.
Yeah,
that's probably something that you could do for real. Why not? If you got motion,
you keep it going. Yeah,
it's a strategy, but it's like, yeah, bro. A lot of the stuff that you be seeing out here is just fake.
And it's crazy because once you start learning about all this fake stuff, you really get disappointed because as a kid, you grow up thinking like, okay, this is all real. You just got to work hard and grind for it. But as you start to learn, it's kind of disappointing. It's like your heroes that you looked up to, you start seeing in the back end like, oh, wow, like they did this, they did that. So then, you know.
Yeah, it's kind of like Santa Claus, you know?
Yeah.
Dude,
right.
some of your biggest videos that be like trending number one on YouTube. There was a scandal with an artist from one of these big labels, and the song came out, and the label paid for fake views and comments, and the YouTuber exposed it because he went through the comments, the likes, and showed you the label paid for all this fake engagement, but it was trending on YouTube. Yeah. This is one of your biggest, hottest artists out, but why are they the biggest and the hottest? Because the system.
Yep.
Yeah. So how much of, when it comes to DistroKid and TuneCore or whatever you use, how much can those distribution sites detect bot streams, and how much money really? So it's can you make money off bots?
For the record, I hate DistroKid. For the record.
I'm getting, I'm gonna say that too. I'm getting off of there. We're transitioning right now to Vidya.
Vidya.
Yeah.
I'm getting to Vidya.
What do you hate about DistroKid?
They don't pay their artists. Like, so you're supposed to get paid a certain rate. If you look it up, I think it's like 4 cents per thousand or something. Where you're 4 to 6 cents per thousand. What Spotify's supposed to pay you, but DistroKid's not going to pay you that.
Dude, I have a song that's got 50,000 streams. I was just looking yesterday. It's got 50,000 streams, and I looked on DistroKid, and it says that the song has 0. And I'm like, dude, how's your
zero money?
0 streams?
Oh,
Yeah, and
how does that
like
work?
they're pocketing all that. You gotta think, cause they're distributing the record, so they're pulling your funds. You can't tell me that I got over 2 million plus streams and I've only made less than a band. That is crazy, bro.
So is it not? Are DistroKid streams not they don't show all your streams? It's not accurate.
No, they be doing just funny. They just be doing funny stuff, bro. And you gotta think, these people are not only are they getting your streaming money, they're charging you yearly per song that you put out. So I'll have random $20 come out my account, $60 come out my account, $40 come out my account. I don't even, honestly, I need to go through there one day and just add up how much that is, bro, because it's well over probably like $400 or $500 they're taking out my account a year. You got to think, what if I'm an artist that drops 10 songs a year? I mean, 10 songs every 2 months or 3, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe, what if I drop like 50 songs in a year? They're charging me for each one of those.
Yeah, and
I didn't know that.
maybe for like annual reasons, like the publishing legacy stuff, like Shazam memberships that they get you when you check all the boxes
those
at the end.
the DistroKid
It's like
extras, yeah.
you're reading you're acknowledging, and you just hit the.
Right.
It's like bam, they hit you with
Right, like,
you
yeah, I
know
want
$30
Shazam.
more dollars a month.
Dude,
Yeah.
you got to think, really what you're signing up for and agreeing to is, the only way that they're going to keep your music up, it's called leave a legacy, is if you die.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Or you got to, if when you're alive, though, you got to pay.
Yeah, and not to mention though, like as independent as any artist could be or try to be, the major labels, I think 50% of Spotify is owned by UMG. So no matter what, it's not like they have to sign everybody, because everybody who distributes music, like they set the rates that they pay out. Like they make more money off of your music than you ever will, no matter what, whether you get signed or not. And they don't have to sign, 100 artists. Now everybody's essentially signed. Anybody who distributes music and an ad plays on their shit and whether they're bots or not. Spotify, if Spotify ain't recognizing it's a bot, they're sending out invoices to these ad companies saying, hey, we got 1 million streams right here. So the ad companies are paying, whether it's Amazon, McDonald's, Walmart, whoever,
Exactly, right.
you know what I'm saying? And the labels are making, dividends off of that, you know? So it's like, we can only be so independent. Like the industry is the industry, man.
And that goes back to B. Smith's question. So you said, does the distribution company affect, like you said, fake streams detection or something?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So DistroKid, United Masters. Okay. So here's what. So here's how fake streams are detected. This is exactly how it happens. So Spotify will let all the distributors know equally what's happening. So if there's a fake stream, doesn't matter who you are, Vidya, TuneCore, CD Baby, DistroKid, they're gonna let you know, hey, we detected this. Now that detection, that's like an AI process. It's not like a for sure thing saying like, we know you're doing this. They're saying, hey, look, this might be happening. And that detection, all that is like your streams are going like this, then it goes like this, and then like this, any type of little spikes. So you could have like some viral campaign you did, just having everyone stream like, a week or something, do a big spike, and then nothing, and they could still detect you as fake streams. Now, the difference between the distribution platforms is who's going to do something about it. So DistroKid and United Masters, they're very sensitive. So any spikes, they're going to immediately accuse you, hey, you're doing fake streams. You're doing fake streams. Give me all your royalties. No more royalties for you. We're taking your song on Spotify, like instantly, no questions asked. So a lot of artists in like December, January, they Spotify does these like huge wipes. And so I don't know if you guys know any artists, but a lot of people got their songs removed during December, January. It happens every single year. You could like trace it back to like 2020 when it started happening. So it's like Vidya, they're not sensitive, or like TuneCore, they're not as sensitive, but like DistroKid, super sensitive. Any little spike, you're gonna get that little flag, and then DistroKid's not even gonna ask you. They're just gonna rip you up, take your music, take all your money, no more payouts, and yeah, it's like that.
I actually had that happen. I
yeah?
made thousands on DistroKid.
Wow.
And I had a song taken down, and I was paying for playlists and shit, like when I mentioned earlier.
Right.
But I didn't know like who I was paying was,
That's what I'm saying.
you know, using bots or whatever.
And they penalize you for that.
Yeah.
That's
So they
crazy.
took down my whole project, like
Right.
straight up, like.
Right.
Yeah,
You can redistribute it too. I was gonna tell you.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you
I
did?
did.
Nice.
Yeah. So which actually worked better. Like the engagement's better. Like I just released it as singles. But
Who would
yeah,
you use to redistribute?
DistroKid.
You just put it back up on that.
Yeah, it
platform.
let
Okay.
me. Yeah.
But streams reset.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But that's essentially what was happening, and I was, you know, paying for marketing, you know,
Right.
just off of what ads were hitting my Instagram,
Right.
you know, and then I'm like, all right, start paying for shit, and then next thing you know, your music's being taken down, so it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, you gotta be careful.
Dang.
Yeah. Anyway, man, we gotta get in closing, man. Appreciate you coming out, popping on. A lot of game here today. Yeah.
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 Facts.
Sure. Appreciate
A lot
y'all
of good
for having us.
clips.
Yeah, absolutely.
Major clips. Yeah.
Yeah,
appreciate
thanks,
you guys.
Thanks to you guys for doing this for the city. I think, like, I don't know, we talked about, you know, leaving and going to different places, but like Seattle, this is our main place. Like, this is where all our hearts are in Seattle.
yeah.
And we need more stuff like this. Like, if we had 100 of these type of things, you know, whether it's video shows, podcasts, any type of opportunities, I think it would really help the scene here. So
Pathways.
it's great what you guys are doing.
Appreciate it.
We
Yeah.
appreciate you guys
no.
coming spitting game too.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
there's a lot of definitely a lot of love for the city. Like I said, like that, if there ever was like a big thing behind like TOWNENT, that what was my motivation or like my goal was just to see more artists make it out of the city. You know what I'm saying? Because just because you make it out of the city does not take anything away from you being from Seattle or, you know, here. It's just we gotta find these tools and keys that can help everyone be successful.
Absolutely.
So that's what my goal is, to like brand all this together, like creating the resource for the artists out here and being a leading example myself. Like I can't tell you about what's going to work if I haven't tried it myself, you know? So that's just what we're in the process of doing, man. And shit, we got to go crazy.
Yep. Let's go. Any drops you want to promote anything or shout out or anything real quick?
Y'all look forward. We coming with this project next month, hopefully. Just stay tuned in to the Instagram, Ellis Prescott _ No Fortune, and Town Entertainment. You know what I'm saying? You're going to see a whole lot of movement, a whole lot of moving around, a whole lot of big stuff on the way.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Let's go
That's
crazy.
what's up, man.
Lost Boys Podcast.
Clocked.
Shout
We
out
out.
LostBoys Podcast, man.
Shout out
What's
Ferb
up?
over there too.
Come
Don't
on.
forget
Hey,
about
shout
him.
out Ferb, man.
Kirbyland
Shout out Furby.
Media.
The GOAT.
Yeah, come on now.
Mhm.
Gang. Cut.